Good morning, everyone. My name is Alok, and we are a panel of experts here today going to talk about exam stress. See, the exam times are now about to come. Board exams के भी result पुराने system का तो आपको पता ही है, but this year it's going to be entirely different. And the stresses, the exam stress is now starting building up in the children. We as parents, what we can do, because we know that stress, and especially when it comes to exam, the children, our children, हमारे दिल के टुकड़े इतने ज्यादा स्ट्रेस के ऊपर फोकस करते लगते हैं कि उनका एग्जाम खराब होने लगता है. So today we are going to talk about only exam stress, wherein we will understand from our panel experts what this particular exam stress is and how as a parent we are going to help it, understanding the levels of stress, the reasons of stress, and the solutions towards it. So stay till the end to understand and know how we can help our children removing these exam stresses, right? So we have to start with Mr. Mahendra Thakur, who is a P3 coach, and he'll tell you about what P3 is. He is an expert in all these particular things, and he'll be explaining what exam stress is and how, what kinds of stresses are developed. And later on, we'll be talking to other experts who will be telling about the solutions towards it. So I hand over now the mic to Mr. Mahendra Thakur to tell us what it is, and he'll be explaining in detail. Yes, Mr. Mahendra ji.
Thank you, Alok ji, for having me in the panel discussion, and thank you for the wonderful opening and introduction of this session. Yes, you are absolutely right. Exam stress gives a lot of goosebumps, at the same time, a lot of stress to many people, including me. So when I was a child, I also you get a lot of stress about the exam, and that's where I know how painful and how severe it can be, and because of which I have researched, spoken, and taught to many students about exam stress. So I'm a P3 coach, personal, professional, and parenting, and today I will be talking about what is exam stress all about. So before we move further to exam stress, let's find out what is stress. According to many definitions, stress is your response to any pressure. So, for example, when you have to perform, you feel a little bit pressure on you. When you have to do something new or something which is out of your comfort zone, you start feeling some pressure. So exam or any other pressure that you come across, your mind, your brain start reacting to it, and that is cause you stress. And let me also give you a surprise. Stress is good. Unlike many many people, stress is good for you if it is in a right quantity. A little bit stress is required for you to perform better. But when the stress becomes too much, it gives negative impact, and that's how people are, they are not able to perform. So the basic cause of the stress will go away, and that's where we have exam anxiety and the stress. So let's find out about what are the symptoms. So for example, an exam stress, you automatically feel restless. You don't talk, sometimes you don't talk to people, sometimes you feel so high or so low, sometimes you are so fidgeting, and you are not able to make basic decision. Lot of students I know, they stop eating food, they stop, or they eat too much. Either way, many students I know, many people I know, they sleep very less or they sleep very high. They don't get up early in the morning, or they don't get up at all. They will sleep like until 9 o'clock. They don't feel motivated. They are always in tension. And a lot of people also face the challenge of headache or stomach ache, which cramping, which keeps on coming up. Sweating, so very common symptoms of getting the exam stress, which used to happen with me also. I'll tell you about me. My heartbeat will pump up like anything, so fast, like I was running. It will beat very fast. Fidgeting, nail biting, teeth grinding. So these are the very small symptoms, but very crucial to notice, because we take it like a normal human behavior. But remember, my friend, these are the symptoms of exam stress which your child may be going through, or which you may be going through. And it can happen to both. These symptoms, you can also feel it as a parent, and you can also see it in your child. So start noticing these symptoms. Now let's find out what could be the cause of the exam stress. Number one, which used to happen with a lot of, which happens with a lot of students, that exams are coming, you have not prepared, and that is what is causing stress. So too many syllabus, too much syllabus to cover in a very less time. The second reason is that most of the time there are high pressure from the teachers, from the parents, and from the peers, and from your within, a student also have the high expectation from themselves. That could also lead to a exam stress. Some of the times the sense of competition कि मेरा दोस्त आगे बढ़ जाएगा या वो अच्छा स्कोर कर लेगा, आई हैव टू बिकम द फर्स्ट, वो भी हो सकता है, फीलिंग ऑफ कंपटीशन है. एंड समटाइम इट कैन बी फियर ऑफ फेलिंग. व्हाट इफ आई डोंट गेट सेलेक्टेड, व्हाट इफ आई एम नॉट moved to the promoted to the next class. And sometimes it could be also that I have to take admission in so and so college. To take the admission in so and so college, I have to score at least this many marks. So that could be also one of the causes of exam stress. Sometimes what happens, as a student, they also feel pressurized because they feel that they are the one who, जो परिवार का नाम रोशन करेगा. उनको बचपन से ही ऐसी कंडीशनिंग करी जाती है कि तू ही है हमारा सर्वे सर्वा, तू ही हमारी होप है, तू ही हमारा नाम रोशन करेगा. ये भी बहुत सारे ब्रिलियंट टॉपर्स, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट टॉपर, many toppers also feel this burden on themselves. अब if you remember a movie called Three Idiots, उसमें राजू रस्तोगी का एक कैरेक्टर था. I am talking about the same character. So and see, the stress is caused here, and you can see the symptoms what I just spoke on the physical body. So anything which has been conditioned in the past will result in the stress caused especially during the exam. और अगर पास्ट में कुछ ऐसा फेलियर हुआ हो, पास्ट में अगर कोई ऐसा सेटबैक हुआ हो, उससे भी एग्जाम स्ट्रेस बहुत नेक्स्ट लेवल पे चला जाता है. So please remember and see the symptoms of exam stress, and also know the cause of the exam stress. That's how you will be able to combat exam stress in a better way. That's it from me. Thank you for having me in your panel discussion, Alok ji. Over
Thank
to
you, Mahendra ji. It was really an eye-opener for all the parents and we as well. We understand that, see, we all are human beings and we all live in a society wherein we have lots of things coming around us. And when it comes to exam stress, I'll tell you, this exam stress is a function of, the demand placed on us and our ability to meet them. That demand has been created by the parents, by the society, by our internal beings. And there's so many reasons about it. And you rightly said, those symptoms we can see in our children. The moment a parent see those symptoms, they need to be alert and try to combat that with some kind of a patting or some kind of a, counseling, I would say, talking to your children and reducing those stresses. Okay, nice to know, Mahendraji. It was really eye-opener. Now, I request Ms. Kaneez to talk about a very important role which parents are going to play in terms of removing all these stresses. And before moving on, let me introduce Ms. Kaneez. She is a parenting relationship expert wherein she has a lots of experience combating all these behavioral things in which a child undergoes. So I welcome Ms. Kaneez and I request you to now talk on this particular thing, this topic, how parents can remove and help the children remove this exam stresses.
Thank you, Alokji, for giving me this opportunity. When kids have exams, usually parents have they are more anxious and stressful, I feel, when compared to that of children. So more often what we have is some unnatural behaviors of the parents will create a lot of stress and pressure among the children. So first tip that I want to give to the parents is that create an environment by being calm. A peaceful environment that parent should follow is to be calm. Initially, the parent should feel himself or herself calm and then create that environment. Create love, care, and that feeling of concern among the siblings or the children there, and waking them up by hugs or blessings, and creating that motivation. letting them sleep, adequate sleep should be there, and giving them that, sleeping, I mean, very peaceful environment to sleep properly on time. And then not have high expectations, as Mahinder ji said rightly, that expectations are so high that it's not possible for any of the child to meet that, up to that level. So
Yeah.
do not create that. It creates a kind of, fear of failure when children do that, when parents are trying to give these expectations, I mean, tell them about their expectations. It's not possible for a child to meet them.
Mhm.
So next thing is, let them, third one is to give them, short study sessions prior to the examination due date. It's like the last moment preparations are going to be havoc.
Sure.
So better than that, it's better. It's to, you let them keep ready in advance the child's ability to learn whatever they are. According to that, let them keep all the things updated, and see that they finish revising 2 to 3 chapters every day, so that they will not have any kind of stress at the last moment.
Yeah.
Then, what happens at this time is, when you do that, learning happens exactly the way it is expected to be. When children learn at the last moment, they tend to forget everything. That's not called a learning.
Mhm.
And then, what the fourth one that I want to give is the nature watch. That is, talk to nature and learn. That is something very interesting that I feel, that shows a better academic results also. So being in as a teacher, as a principal, I worked with, I came to know that, the experiences of the students who used to sit in the parks and learn, they had higher academic results when compared to that of those who did not have good ventilation and poor sunlight. These really matter. So
Yeah.
we need to bring that room of environment wherein, it's a good nature watch should be there, and I mean, associated with nature. Your studies should be associated with nature. The fourth point that I want to give is, let them learn at their pace. It's like some are really interested to, they want to learn by telling loudly, or reading loudly. Some don't want to do it. Some are soft, some are slow, some are, they feel like writing something and revising. So
Yeah.
let them learn as they want. It's not
Mhm.
that, the child has to listen to the parent every time and then go on with the parent's interest. That's not possible.
Yeah.
So let them figure out what suits them the best and do it. Fifth one is, let the child not be hooked by the weaknesses. Every time taunting him for doing something wrong, it's better you praise them, give them some praises at that moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Creating that kind of environment is very much necessary. Another important aspect is, turn off the mobiles and the TVs.
Yeah.
I want to share this. It's very important because we parents feel, we are watching our mobiles or TVs in another room or in the living room, and the child is somewhere upstairs or in another room. What
Yeah.
happens here is, his subconscious mind is always provoked to watch that particular movie or watch that particular video
Yeah.
or a cartoon. So never do that. It brings him more stress. And when the child is feeling, when will the child feel relaxed? When he feels that my mom is with me, my dad is with me, and he is also not watching it. He is sacrificing something,
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
me. And that part of association comes in. It's very important. Lastly, I want to share is, pray to God, make them reliable, that whatever you do it your best, and then rely everything on God. So Almighty will help you. This is what we need to show them. We have a prayer that is, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-hammi wal hazan wal ajzi wal kasal. It is like, I seek refuge, O Lord, from you, in you, from the anxiety, from the grief, from weaknesses and laziness. No, this is something that we need to show them, that whatever you do, it's all right to do mistakes. It's all right if something goes wrong. I'm there, and God is there to help you. Something like that. If you tell them, it's going to be an awesome experience for them also, and they will have so much of relief in their these stressful, so-called stressful days. It's the stress that we have created, and
Yes,
we
yes.
need to just see to it that we come out of it. So that's all what I have to tell. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you very much, Taning. Really, really, it was very insightful. Reason being, you talked about all the smaller things, right from giving adequate time to the children, making them study in bits and parts, but in a consistent way, so that they have proper time for them to understand the subject as well as prepare in advance. And again, these expectations are too high, created by the parents only. So let us be there. And the point which I liked the most was one, nature friendly studies, as well as power of gratitude. So when children study more in nature, you rightly said today the children are confined there in houses. They don't get adequate sunlight as well. So this plays a very important role. I understand that because I have been into such situations wherein I have been studied in jungles. I used to be in a boarding school where we prefer studying in jungles and in open air. So that created a lot of difference between we studying and others studying. So that's very well said, Kanis. Thank you very much for your insightful vision. Now we have Miss Ruby Vadhwa. She is a cognitive skills expert. She is into this particular field for quite a long time, a great experience she has, and she'll be helping us know what children can do to remove these exam stresses. We have already talked about parents, what parents can do. Now, how children are going to help themselves doing certain activities. Now, Ms. Ruby Vadhwaji, it's your turn now.
Thank you so much, Alok ji. Good morning, everyone, all the viewers. And I am blessed to have an opportunity like this of talking about such an important topic here. So, first of all, the habit of having stress starts, it doesn't come suddenly, it has to be, it's coming over a period of time. So, the preparation starts at least a month before, or more than that also. I mean, if we can inculcate all these habits generally in our life, they are going to help us. First of all, we should start focusing on the positives, like whatever we have achieved, all the good things that we have achieved in the past. Start thinking about that, and have faith in yourself that again you can repeat it again. So positivity has to start. Yes, preparation is also a crucial part of it, wherein we start preparing, and in that preparation we can add on the mnemonics, which which can easily help you retain and remember stuff which is difficult to remember otherwise. These habits will be including your eating habits as well. Junk should be avoided. All healthy food should be taken before, at least a month before. It should not happen on the last day, then it's going to create stress. So before, a month before, we should start having all healthy food, no junk. And yes, we should understand what junk harms our brain ultimately. It's not giving nutrition to us. It's ultimately we are just eating for the heck of eating, and it's our body is performing and we are not getting anything out of it.
Yeah.
So we need energies, real good energies, to perform the very next day. This would also include sleep, have good sleep also. So having at least 8 hours sleep is very, very important, because otherwise, if the mind has not taken that rest, sleep is going to lock whatever you have learned. So it's going to help you remember whatever you have learned.
Yeah.
It's important that we have a good night's sleep also. Now, when it comes to learning the study pattern a day before, no multitasking should be done. One thing at a time. If we are focusing, we should be focusing only at one thing, one topic at a time.
Mhm.
And yes, we have to figure out our attention spans. Like, suppose at a stretch, I can comfortably read till about 45 minutes. Then
Mhm.
only it should be 45 minutes. If my attention span is 30 minutes, I get tired after that.
Yeah.
I should stop there. After 30 minutes, I need to take a break. And that break should in that break, I should remove all the books around me. Just go out, take a stroll, or do whatever you like.
Mhm.
So this is rest for the mind. When you take a break, a good break, it's rest for the mind, and then you are rejuvenated for the next sitting. So split it into some patterns wherein you enjoy also. If you love listening to music, go and listen to music. If you love dancing, go and dance. If you love to go and play out in the park, even that can be done. Or whatever you rejuvenates you, you should be doing that without taking into concern that it's my exam and I'm doing it. No, no guilty feelings. Avoid all guilty negative emotions on that day. Now breathing exercises also contribute, because if we are aware of, breathing exercises or a brisk walk, how it helps us, it's providing more oxygen to the brain,
Yeah.
and that always helps and contributes in remembering and memorizing stuff easily. Kanis rightly said, being connected with nature also supplies, great amounts of oxygen to the brain, so again that helps in remembering and preparing better. Then if we can take a nap, during the day as well, because we feel na sometimes we feel guilty that if I sleep I'll miss out. No, that's going to help you out. During the day also we can take a nap, and again, it's going to lock whatever you have learned easily. Then phones and gadgets should be avoided, if they are there in the room. Don't get attracted towards somebody's if somebody in the room is in the other room is sitting in front of the TV, and you should go and watch TV. If you want, you can do that, but during the break time only. And yes, while sleeping also, a day before also, if you when you are sleeping, the gadget should not be there, because gadgets again emit some waves which are harmful for the brain. So this is going to help you. And water also, drinking lot of water, because 70% of the body contains water. Water again, increases the amount of oxygen in the body. So again, oxygen levels should be high, and if you are well prepared in advance, and you have done your preparation in advance, you will be able to do it. And don't think negative. Have faith in yourself. You have been doing it earlier also. Try to remember all the instances when you were able to perform well. I also suggest a beautiful activity here. When exams are going to start, we can make a can do box for ourselves. In
Okay.
that box you keep writing some chits, you know on a piece of paper you write, I can do this, I can do this, and see that box filling up.
Okay.
So you can see that I'm capable of doing so many things. So
Mhm.
again I can do it, just repeat it again.
Sure.
So that increases your self esteem before the performance also. And when you're well prepared, you're positive, you've had good night's sleep, good food, all that, you will not have stress. You'll be able to come out with flying colors. Thank you so much.
Very nice, Rubiji. It was really, really. See, the best part which I thought was from your entire conversation was one, positivity. Second, some smaller things which children can do. Right from having a good sleep, having a good food, no junk food allowed. Then you have smaller breaks. Then being nature friendly. Then yeah, avoiding gadgets, which is very crucial today.
Yes.
And over and above, the feeling of capability. You just rightly mentioned that you have smaller chits saying that I can do it. This is a self belief which children are developing before the exams, and that is very, very crucial. So altogether, it was again a wonderful, session in terms of understanding what exam stress is. Right from Mahendraji, who explained in a very beautiful manner those smaller elements to understand what children are going through. So children will not say that I'm stressed. They'll be doing certain activities. Parents need to understand those activities and take care of it by some activities. Now those activities has to be defined by the parents in terms of calming. Right from what Ms. Kaneez said, काम करना है लोगों को, उसको कूल करना है, उसको ट्रस्ट करना है, उसके साथ रहना है. You have to be along with your children so that they are not stressed, right? Then Ruby ji finally concluded with that those smaller tips what children can do on their own. So altogether, I think parents whoever have seen our video, they'll be able to make out the best of this particular thing, how they can help their children, removing those exam stresses when we talk about expectations versus reality, and performance, rivalry, competition, and there's so many emotions going in our minds, right? So with this smaller tips which you people as an experts have given is going to help a lot to the entire people who are going to watch this video. So thank you, you all. Thank you for being with me in this particular session. And I hope people have enjoyed and learned from this session. Thank you very much.
Thank
Look
you so
forward to
much.
see you again in some future discussions. Thank you very much.